In this video you will see my poisoned hand build focused on heavy attacks and critical damage. You might have heard about or even played with the Iron Ball or Star Fist builds, and the premise here is similar. We are using a new fist weapon from the DLC called the Poisoned Hand, and you will face the enemies up close using heavy attacks, causing high damage and having good chances to stagger them for a critical hit. This weapon has some unique features. The first is its natural bonus attribute with Arcane. The weapon's skill applies poison almost instantly to most enemies, including some bosses. With just one use of the skill, you'll be able to apply the status. You might think poison isn't strong due to its small damage, but we'll take advantage of various buffs that make this a raw damage build. The Poisoned Hand has a passive ability that, when poison or rot is applied nearby or to yourself, you receive a 7.5% attack power increase. For the rest of the build, we will use a hat, a talisman, and a glove, all providing significant attack bonuses when poison is activated. Since we can easily apply poison, these buffs will allow us to deal massive damage. When staggering enemies, take advantage of this by using the Misericord Dagger, which has the highest critical damage potential in the game. For those who don't know, a critical hit is that stabbing attack when you stagger the enemy, and this dagger delivers the most damage for that. To complement this build, we also use the Poison Flower Blooms twice Ash of War on the dagger. This Ash of War deals additional damage if the enemy is affected by poison or rot. However, let me be clear, the main damage on this particular build comes from the Poisoned Hand. Use the Ash of War as a supplement. Despite its interesting damage and ability to finish off targets when used on poisoned enemies, it removes the poison status. While you can reapply poison easily, switching weapons and using the Ash of War isn't worth it. It's better to poison, use heavy attacks, and finish off enemies with an explosive extra damage from the Ash of War. Whenever you stagger an enemy, switch to the Misericord Dagger for the critical hit. For enemies that take longer to get up from staggering, consider using another heavy attack before switching to the dagger. If they get up immediately after an attack, it's better switch right away and use the dagger. An interesting aspect of the Ash of War is its ability to apply rot. Use it occasionally to apply this status, which is beneficial against enemies with high health. Rot deals damage based on the target's max health, make it more effective than common poison for high health enemies. The poison here mainly serves to generate a series of buffs for raw damage. Remember to, when placing the Ash of War on the dagger, use Occult Affinity to improve attack power with the Arcane attribute. This build initially presents two problems. The hitbox is very small since you are literally using the character's hands, and enemies that are immune to poison will not allow us to get the buffs. We solve these issues by using a third weapon, the Deadly Poison Perfume Bottle. It has a longer reach, making it situationally useful for dealing with many enemies. Use charged attacks to cover a larger area around your character. When facing enemies immune to poison, apply poison to yourself before the fight using the bottle. This way, you don't need to apply poison on the boss, and for 20 seconds, you will have a buff that you apply it to yourself, and we have an incantation to cure poison right after. In order to use the incantations, we have the Dragon Communion Seal. For the armor, we have the Mushroom Crown, which offers a 10% attack power increase when poison or rot is applied nearby, including yourself. Eccentric Armor and Boots, Solitude Gauntlet, which doesn't appear visually when equipped with the Poisoned Hand. For the talismans, Kindred of Rot's Exaltation, providing a 20% attack power increase when poison or rot is applied nearby. Axe Talisman for heavy attacks. Dagger Talisman to increase critical damage. Blade of Mercy Talisman provide a 20% attack power increase for 20 seconds after a critical hit. With this setup, applying poison and staggering the enemy within a short interval can give you a total of 57.5% increased damage. For the Flask setup, use the Spiked Cracketeer for increased heavy attack damage. Alternate the second slot between Stone Barb Cracketeer for increased posture break chance, or other tiers for damage negation or stamina recovery. To improve our build, we also use incantations. They are Golden Vow and Grant Me Strength for damage boosts. Cure Poison incantations that you can apply poison to yourself before boss fights to get the equipment buffs and then remove the status with the incantation. And other good good option is Blessing's Boon to heal you over time if you want to use the Blood-Sucking Cracketeer. The status at level 150 goes like this: Vitality 53, Mind 10, remembering that we are using mostly the heavy attacks, Endurance 28. If you want more comfort to play with this build, I recommend to level up a little bit more. Strength 8, Dexterity 13, Faith at 25, and Arcane 80. This build's gameplay consists in spam charge or heavy attacks with the Poisoned Hand for raw, efficient damage against most enemies. For fast enemies interrupting you, use the Poison Flower Ash of War or switch to the Perfume Bottle for better reach. Remember to use the Cracketeer Flask, followed by Golden Ball and Grant Me Strength. Your feedback is really important for this channel, especially because it's my first channel in English, still learning the language and improve the quality of my content. So let me know your thoughts, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to strike the like button. Thank you for watching, see you later.